Fitness without the bullshit.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Testing, testing, ickles. Welcome everyone to episode 932 of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular Swolecast, Beercast, Broadcast, Gamecast, Mancast, Pimpcast, Sleevescast, Slaycast, Taintcast, an absolute Saturday night yoked cast in the realm, because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. Welcome to the most muscular podcast, the Daily Swole, the Daily Juice, the Daily Sauce. This episode is sponsored and brought to you by Everest and K2 flexing on you. Oh, yeah. Just had an excellent, a fantastique, un workout fantastique. It was fantastique. A fantastic workout was completed by your boy just recently. It was just deadlifts. I went to the gym and I did deadlifts. That's exactly what I did. And this is going to be an episode that is titled Not Always Gains. Not always gains. It's not always gains. I'm going to explain what that means. And that has to do directly with your program design and your approach to training and your goals and all that stuff in between, as it always does. But first off, thank you for joining me live. Those of you that are joining live on Facebook, Instagram, Periscope, Twitch, YouTube, wherever you're watching. And thank you for listening to the podcast. Remember, subscribe, swolenormousx.com, swolenormousx.com, and click on podcast, subscribe, and make sure to leave a review. I love the reviews. Make sure you go on iTunes and leave a review. You have no idea how much it means to me to go out of your way and leave a review. Means a lot, and I would love to give you a shout out. So if you can, take a moment and drop me a review on iTunes. I appreciate it. Open it up wide. I wish other platforms had the ability to leave a review. Facebook used to be able to do reviews, and now it's just fucking recommendations. Sucks. Took away the stars. I mean, it's good if you are getting shitty stars, but I was like fucking 5 stars all the time, and they took it away. They took it away from me. Setting up your Christmas tree, fuck that noise. It's still November. That's crazy. Yeah, that's way too early. Way too early for Pine. Way too early. Oh my God. You're doing that. You're playing the commercial game. You're playing the commercial game. They got you. They suckered you. Just a heads up. I heard that Amazon is delivering trees. Amazon's taking over the tree industry. Tree industry's fucked. Tree industry is fucked. Amazon's on it. Amazon's delivering trees. Imagine now you don't have to go anywhere and get trees. You can just order it. Done. Win. Game over. They won. That was the kicker. That's the win right there. That's the win. You know what? If you don't put up a tree, you don't have to take it down. If you don't put up a Christmas tree, you don't have to take it down. And that's usually a good thing. You don't have to take it down if you don't put it up. Anyway, love you all. Thanks for joining. Just a reminder, remember, one day left, 50% off Swolenormous X. A lot of you have been jumping on the annual option, and I had someone mention that I was giving it away. And I don't think I'm giving it away. I'm just offering you the opportunity to just get it. It's for those of you that maybe can't get in normally. I understand it's an investment. It's money. It's not like it just grows on trees. It's investment in your health, in your future. It's a very positive thing. It's not like it's fucking Netflix. You're just sitting there wasting your life away. That's the difference. You're actually adding to your life. You're adding to the quality of your existence. You're not just draining. You're not just sucking it away, not flushing it down the fucking toilet. No, you cut your own tree down. Very nice. That's a lot of effort. For a made-up holiday. Oh, snap. We're starting with that already? I'm just kidding. But it's true. Oh my goodness. The caffeine is still coursing through my system. I'm having my evening coffee. I kind of stretched out my pot today. So now I'm just kind of like, I'm on cruise control. I'm cruising now. Cruising on the coffee. Cruising. Just ending the night strong. Gonna have to put some whiskey in here to slow me down because I am fucking amped. I am super amped today. So today, my workout, let's talk a little bit about not always gains. Not always gains. Depending on your programming, there's a lot of speculation about how many days a week you should be working out. How many days a week you should be working out. Getting a lot of questions about frequency and not getting gains fast enough. First off, it takes years. It takes years. Don't think you're going to bulk for a couple months. It takes years to put on muscle. Now, you might bulk for a few months. You're going to put on weight, but you're putting on fat. You're not going to be putting on a ton of muscle in a couple months. So if you're bulking and you're really trying to put on size, be prepared to be doing this for 12 plus months easy, depending on how big you want to get. So that being said, anyone, male or female, all of you listening should be looking to put on muscle. I don't care if you're trying to lose weight. The fact of the matter is you need more lean mass so you can maintain lesser body fat percentage, right? So you need to build muscle. Everyone here is trying to build muscle. That being said, more isn't always better. More workouts during the week, training hard 6 days a week is not really the answer. That's usually too much, especially for someone that's not injecting steroids, right? And taking anabolics that are going to help you recover faster. So hardcore training 5-6 days a week is pushing the actual limit. And I'm not talking about the natural limit, but literally what you should be doing, because if you're training hard 6 days a week, you're not recovering. You're not. And the illusion is that if you split up body parts, if you're doing push-pull, if you're doing chest and triceps and back and biceps, or upper body, lower body, that on your lower body day, your upper body is recovering. And yes and no, because you're not necessarily targeting those muscles, but they are engaged. You are working your upper body when you hit lower body, and vice versa, because you're stabilizing, you're supporting. Everything is integrated. It's not like you leave you don't leave your legs at home and go train upper body. You don't leave your upper body at home and only bring your legs to the gym. Like, your whole body is going with you all the time. And it's not just the physical stress, it's the physiological stress. It's the emotional stress. It's the mental strain. It's the strain on the nervous system. And that's what most people don't understand. Just because you're not training biceps directly doesn't mean your body isn't fatigued from training legs hard, right? Doing a heavy leg day is still fatiguing your body. And last time I checked, your biceps, your shoulders, everything else is attached to your body. So going hard all the time is going to burn you out. It's going to drain you. You're going to overtrain. You're going to either just fall out of like excitement. You're going to have low mood. You're going to be exhausted. You're not going to recover fast enough. You're going to be sore longer. You're going to maybe affect your hunger issues. You might have, other kind of, you might get injured. You could overtrain physically like that. But there are a lot of different signs of overtraining, both mental and physical. And most people think that, okay, if I train more often, then I'm going to get more. And I have people messaging me that are already training 5 or 6 days a week that are asking about 2-a-days, that are asking about training twice a day, splitting up their work and doing 2 workouts a day. I have rarely, if ever, in my life done 2 workouts a day. It's completely unnecessary. It's completely unnecessary. If you train properly for whatever your goal is, you train properly once, that's fine. It's unnecessary for 99.9% of the population to train, focus training more than once per day. If you do strength training and yoga at a different time, that's fine. Okay, but doing 2 strength training workouts in a day, it's not necessary, especially if you're trying to build. Remember, your body is not building in the gym. That's right. That's right. Muscles grow during rest. They don't grow in the gym. When you're in the gym, when you're training, you're fucking your shit up. When you are in the gym, when you are training, wherever you are, it doesn't even have to be in the gym, at home. When you are putting your body under stress, that's exactly what you're doing. You're putting your body under stress. You're adding external force, right? You're trying to produce internal tension to overcome that external force. And by doing that, you're tearing muscle fibers, you're damaging your body. And during your rest periods, the active recovery, yoga, foam rolling, those periods between strength training sessions, you are repairing. You are rebuilding your muscles. And that's where you're growing. But it's not necessarily growth. You're not necessarily getting bigger during those periods, because then you have to be making sure that you're getting enough calories. You have to be getting in enough protein. You have to be getting in enough food, and you have to be resting quality, right? So you have to be doing the training properly. You have to be recovering properly, and you have to do this for months and months and years and years. You're not going to grow in 8 weeks. Oh, I was bulking for 12 weeks, 12-week bulk. You mean 12 weeks of putting on fat and maybe a couple pounds of muscle? Maybe most of the weight that people gain when they go through a bulk is fat. You don't put on a ton of muscle quickly. It takes long periods of time. So if you're trying to put on 20 pounds of muscle, be prepared to be bulking for like 3 or 4 years. Like you are going to be packing it on. It's going to be gaining season, fucking swole season all the time. And it's hard for people to do that. It's hard for people to overload themselves with training and with nutrition because you got to be in a caloric surplus. So that's hard for most people. And it's not always about gain. So during those rest periods when you're recovering is when you're building. And every workout that you do doesn't have to be like crushing yourself in overload. Today, I did 3 workouts earlier in the week. And today I just did deadlifts. I was going to do some other stuff too. Deadlifts, did some ab stuff, did calves. But I just want to do deadlifts, do some total body work because I find it hard to do, to fit in deadlifts when I do my chest and back supersets, which I am preferring lately. I love supersets, saves me time. I love the efficiency of it and the big macro movements I can hit for my volume. But I like volume and frequency, but I like to blur the lines and have a little bit of both. So I love having a deadlift day and something where I work on total body movements and, things like that, really functional movements like deadlifts, which was today. And I was going to do other stuff too, but I just decided, you know what? Let me just did like 10, 12 sets of deadlifts, boom, call it a day. Did some calves, did some ab stuff, and then did some mobility work. Done. Felt great. I'm back on it on Monday, going to do more yoga. So for me, my programming now, personally, is very recovery based because as you get older, and I'm not a young spring chicken, but I'm not old either. However, I've been overloading my body for almost 20 years in the gym. It adds up, right? Very important to make sure that you have that in mind as you get older and as you continuously overload your body because eventually shit starts going sideways and most people just try to bulk up and get stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. And you're just trying to lift with your dick. It's ego lifting and most people try to do that. You associate a bigger number with your lifts as making progress and that's not how life works. I'm doing a session this morning and Pilates this afternoon. There you go. So you got different stresses going on. I mean, if you want to do cardio at a different time of day, that's okay. But cardio, again, depending on your goal, is maybe not as necessary as most people think. Is it okay to do chest and triceps more than once a week? I don't prefer personally training chest and triceps together. That's not my personal preference. You generally probably won't have to. If you're bulking up, remember it's about the recovery. So if you're training it properly, you probably don't have to. You can, but you don't have to. If you train it more frequently, you have to back off on the volume. Most bodybuilding splits, which is designed to build muscle, don't have you doing 2 workouts a week for each body part. That's like a standard. We call it a bro split, but it fucking works. You can call whatever you want a bro split. It's a bodybuilding split. You're splitting up body parts. You don't need to train things multiple times per week. And just remember, life doesn't work on a 7-day cycle. That's just how we made the calendar. So you don't have to go on a 7-day Monday through Sunday. You don't have to do that. I don't like doing it personally. I train when I need to train. When I train, I train when my body parts are ready. If they're recovered, good, I train them. I'll start on a Sunday. I'll start on a Saturday. Don't take more rest than you need and don't cut yourself short. You don't have to go on a 7-day cycle. You don't have to go on a 7-day cycle. That's literally arbitrary. That's just the classic, Monday through Friday is the work week, Saturday and Sunday is the weekends, and it starts again on Monday. It's really arbitrary how we've always just scheduled based on a week. We just continue to do it because everyone's used to it. I number the days. When I write my programs, for those of you there in Swolenormous X, I do day 1, day 2, day 3. I go through day 7, but I make it sure it's day 1, day 2, not Monday, Tuesday, because that locks people. It puts people in a corner. You don't put Swoleo in a corner. No one puts Swoleo in a corner. I watched Pumping Iron last night. I enjoyed it. Any other bodybuilding docs or films go on Netflix. Do a search. Watch them. I don't know. I don't watch any other films. I don't consume a lot of content. I don't know a lot of people online because I'm busy doing my own shit. Most people are jabronis. Most people are fucking charlatans. They're snake oil salesmen when it comes to fitness and programs and supplements. Everyone's pushing supplements. Everyone's pushing some kind of fucking quick fix, powder, bullshit. When it comes to documentaries, there's some on there. I don't know. I haven't seen other ones really. I don't know. So I guess the answer is I'm not sure. People always asking me like, what books do you read? What books are good? I don't know. Google it. Go look, search. There's so much content out there. I think reading is a waste of time at this point. Do a podcast, listen to an audiobook, save some time, get some more shit done. I don't have time to sit there and just stare at words. Read. It's cool. I mean, it'd be nice. But if you're busy doing shit, busy getting shit done, make it mobile. Audible is great. You can multitask. Thoughts on intermittent fasting? Personal preference. It's probably the easiest answer you'll ever get from intermittent fasting. I'm kind of tired of answering that question. Everyone's always asking about intermittent fasting. You mean skipping breakfast? I would look into actual fasting. I don't think intermittent fasting is really as effective as everyone's blowing it out of proportion to be. You're literally just eating less often. That's all it is. Oh, you don't eat till 2 o'clock? It's not fucking fasting. It's not fasting. It's not fasting at all. You're not eating till 2 o'clock. That's such bullshit. I only eat from 2 to 8. Oh, okay. You mean you go to sleep, you wake up and you just skip breakfast and you eat at 2? As if that's like a challenge. Oh my God, I feel so energized because I don't eat for 2 hours. It's weird. It's weird. It's weird. People really make that into like, oh my God, we just discovered that. No, the human body is designed to go without food. It's called survival. It's called survival. It's normal. It's fine. It's not, I mean, real fasting is probably good. Like real fasting, like you're not eating, you're not drinking coffee, just water, like for a day or so. You got to be careful with that. It's not going to make or break your health. If you're eating the right foods, it's not quite as, it's not really as necessary. Sometimes that helps people because it shrinks their stomach. They're so used to, it changes people's relationship with food in some cases because people are just fat fucks in their brain and they can't stop eating. It's like a nervous habit. There's eat, shove face. So anytime you can restrict how often people are eating is usually a good thing. And then all of a sudden people will just like hail, oh my God, intermittent fasting. Oh my, it's the second coming of Jesus. It's the second coming of the Lord and Savior. It's just not eating as much food. You're shutting your fat mouth. How is that like a whole new fitness craze? Oh, you mean eating less food? Oh, that's why. Oh, you mean if I eat less food, I won't get as fat? Oh, like all the little minions from Toy Story? Oh, yeah. If you don't eat and you don't open your mouth, you won't get in trouble and eat too much food. Problem solved. Problem solved. Intermittent fasting's a miracle. What are your thoughts on intermittent fasting? I think it's people eating less. So whatever, try it. A lot of people eat more. They think it's helping them and they just binge. Most people do it so they don't have to worry about counting calories. They just eat in a 6-hour window. People gain weight intermittent fasting too. Do not do intermittent fasting if you're trying to put on muscle. Don't intermittent fast and think you're going to bulk. Not going to happen. Not a good move. Not a good move if you're trying to actually put on muscle, trying to bulk up a little bit. So getting back on track, for example, today was deadlift. So when it comes to your gains, when it comes to building muscle, you need to give your body ample time to recover. So every time you go to the gym, it doesn't have to be smashing your body into smithereens. You could do integrated movements. You could do days where you deload a little bit. You do higher repetitions. You don't go absolutely to failure. You don't push yourself to that physiological limit. And those are still things that are making you progress, that are helping you. And it's going to aid recovery. It's going to aid integration of muscle movements. It'll help activation. Let's say deadlifts with glutes. It's very functional. And it kind of gives you this total body spread with the overload without, let's say, isolating chest or biceps or shoulders. So in 2 days' time on Monday, I'm going to start my cycle again. It just happens to be on a Monday, but I've been doing a little segmented split and then a total body kind of power strength day, integrated movement day where I'm going to the gym, but I'm not focused on like, okay, I'm really, really pushing myself. I am, but I'm not, because I'm shifting the focus onto like a macro movement, like a deadlift. And that's something that I've been on to lately because I like to train frequently. However, just the recovery, I train pretty hard, so I need more recovery. I don't like doing total body workouts 3 days a week. I don't like that. That's not optimal to build muscle. It's not the best way to go about bodybuilding and building a physique, doing total body workouts. It's not optimal for me. I don't like it. But doesn't mean that total body workouts aren't useful and have their place. They're really good for deloading. It's really good for kind of like an active recovery type day, for example. And you have to figure out what works for you. Some people like that, but you're not going to get the same type of physique development if you're doing total body exercises. because you don't get that isolation. You don't get that specific overload. You don't get those single joint action. You don't get all the different angles. You don't get all the different, you don't get the volume and the focus. And as you get stronger and as you get bigger and as you get more developed, you start to need and require that type of overload because those muscles, those assisting muscles like the biceps, triceps, shoulders, posterior deltoid, these things, they start adapting and they work very well as a part, as a cog in the wheel. Like they work very well as part of the system, you know, but then on an individual level, they don't excel because you're not targeting them directly. So it's important to do both. I think it's important to do both, whether it's deloading, whether it's a week once in a while where you're doing total body movements for a week or two, whether or not you're working that into your schedule every week. That's why yoga is very important, doing like maybe like a strength, like a vinyasa once or twice a week. And plus, if you're doing strength training 5 or 6 days a week, you limit the amount of time you can practice your yoga because not everyone has 2 or 3 hours a day to train. And nor should you be doing lots of strength training and lots of, let's say, vinyasa flows, because it's going to be very, very exhausting. It's going to be hard to recover. Yoga is very effective with active recovery. However, it can also be strenuous depending on the type of yoga. You shouldn't be doing power yoga and strength. And, you know, you're not recovering. You're just wearing yourself down more. So it's very easy to get caught up doing a lot of the wrong stuff with the right intentions. And rather than recovering where you think you might be recovering physically, you're blowing yourself out physiologically. You're blowing yourself out emotionally, right? You're just, you know, not catching your breath. You just feel like you're not recovering. You feel drained mentally. You're not looking forward to the gym. You start like, feeling more sluggish and less motivated and inspired to train, right? So it starts working against you. So more isn't better. It's not like more money means I have more money or more. If I work more, I get paid more. It doesn't work like that. You know, you keep on overloading yourself and the bow breaks. You keep on overloading yourself. You don't recover. And when you're training 5 or 6 days a week, you're never recovering 100%. You're just not, because you're working out so often. You're always overloading your body. You're never really recovering 100%. And a lot of you will understand what I'm saying is if you take, let's say, 2 or 3 days off, or some of you that maybe have taken a week off in the past, you come back to the gym and you kind of feel stiff and, okay, I'm getting back into it, but you have an amazing pump and you feel great and you feel super strong. It's because your body has actually recovered 100% or close to it. You've actually healed from all your training. So that's why those deloading weeks and those periods in your programming that is less external stress, those are important because it gives your body time. You're still training, you're still improving, you're working on mobility, you're working on recovery, but you've backed off the intensity to the point where your body can actually recover without stopping training. So rather than just train hard all the time and then just don't do shit for 2 weeks, then you get stiff and you lose your momentum, you lose your flow. Oh yeah, if you're stressing the body too much, for sure, Holly. I learned that the hard way, losing too much weight, not absorbing nutrients anymore, complete brain fog and high anxiety. Yeah, you're not going to recover. Your heart rate could be elevated. Those are classic signs of overtraining. Weight loss is a classic sign of overtraining. And your body, if you're causing inflammation and stress, then you won't absorb the same nutrients. You won't be as hungry or you won't digest well. Yeah. I'm trying to wrap my head around this concept because I was doing 6 days a week straight where something was always sore. Right. Well, meditation helps for mental recovery, but not if the mental issues are coming from physical stress. So yes, but only if it's like you're stressed out because of work or relationships and things like that. That will actually help. But if you can get mentally burnt out and psychologically burnt out from physical overload, and meditation's not going to be enough. Meditation won't be enough for that, like physical rest. So you can overtrain severely physically where you actually need, physical rest. It's all part of the big picture, but meditation helps for things that are, really starting from that. They're sourcing from mental issues. You can't like meditate away. I mean, someone out there might be like, there's a monk that decreased his soreness by meditating. Meditation is very powerful. My point is you're not going to speed up muscle recovery and like, I'm not sore anymore because I meditate. It doesn't work like that. It's not magic. So like if you have mental stress and strain from your thoughts and organization of your, what's going on inside, meditation is extremely helpful. It's extremely valuable, but physical rest is needed for physical training for sure. And if you're doing 6 days a week, Trisha, and something's always sore, you're never recovering, ever. You're always sore. If you're always sore, you're never recovering 100%. And that's why people overtrain, because then you keep on beating up muscles that are maybe 70%, 75%, 80%. And that's where people have higher risk of injury, because you're training muscle that isn't fully recovered. It might feel fully recovered, but it's not physical. It's not fully recovered. Just because you trained it last Monday doesn't mean this Monday it's already ready. If you're not recovering well enough, and one of those signs of overtraining is being sore longer. If you find soreness that's lingering longer than normal, it's quite possible that you're overtraining and your body is losing the ability to repair. It's one of those signs. There's like 30 or 40 different, variations of how overtraining can be perceived. You can have physical responses and symptoms of overtraining, and you can have psychological and physiological effects from overtraining. So the body is very complicated. For me, I know when I'm doing too much or when I'm burnt out, whether it's mental or physical, but I know when I'm overtraining, or I'm not taking enough time for myself to recover, whether it's mental or physical, if I don't feel like training. If I start to lose interest, I'm just kind of, not looking to go, and I don't really feel like going. If I don't feel like training, that's my personal sign that, okay, I need to back off. I need to do more yoga. I need to meditate. I need to get myself back or give myself some space. So that's, for me, I know that's a sign for me for overtraining. But everyone's different. Not everyone has the same type of effect. Some people might be appetite. It might be poor sleep. You might have more insomnia, have trouble falling asleep, be waking up, low quality sleep, elevated heart rate. You might be in a low mood, cranky, irritable. You get sick. I mean, if you start getting sick a lot, there's all these different signs and all these different effects. Colton, trying elimination diet to see what's making me bloat. Is there any way that overtraining and not fully recovering could be any cause of this? Of what? Of bloating? I'm sure it could be. I mean, bloating, like in your stomach, it depends. I mean, if you're overtraining, cortisol levels are high. That's a stress hormone. So when you're exercising, cortisol is released because it breaks down glucose and glycogen from the liver and muscles. So it releases energy. But, it's also elevated when you are stressed. So if you're chronically overtraining, then cortisol levels are high, and it can lead to bloating and fat storage and water retention, all those things that are a result of stress. So elimination, it could be from food. I mean, I'm not sure what you're eating or what you're eliminating, but chances are it's probably a little bit of both. If you're overtraining, it could be. If you start resting more and you're doing elimination, it might be hard to determine exactly what it came from if it goes away, but it sounds like you're on the right track and you're trying. So an elimination diet is definitely a great place to start with that. Just make sure you're not training hard when you're on an elimination, because your body is, you're restricting nutrients, not necessarily quantity, but you might be eating different foods than you're used to, and you're cleaning out a little bit. So you might feel differently just because you're not eating the same foods that you might normally have been eating. But I'm sure you'll feel better. You'll figure out a lot from doing elimination. Back from Jamaica. Nice. What's been happening? Everything. Everything's been happening. Everything, especially all the people, all the lovely people that are joining Swolenormous X. How many of you are watching are brand new members? A lot of people have been jumping on the specials for this whole week and this weekend. Remember, swolenormousx.com. Jump in now. 1 day remaining. Un dia. 1 day left on the especial. And the especial, fucking best you're going to see all fucking year. Just a reminder, January 1st, pricing goes up. Regular pricing goes up. So you're gonna regret it if you wait. You're gonna regret it if you wait. It keeps on getting better and better, and the prices will reflect that. Shit's getting real. Fucking Swolenormous Nation's blowing the fuck up. Keep on adding new features, adding new content. Better and better every single day, week, month. I'm really looking forward to 2019. Be fucking fire. Huge year coming. Shari, I get fatigued and require more sleep. I get to the point where I can't control my sleep schedule. So messed up. Last Monday, I slept 18 hours. Sleep is so underrated. Sleep is so underrated. So many people just write off sleep. No one really talks about sleep. You don't get a lot of people right? You don't get a lot of people talking about sleep when it comes to fitness. Not enough. There isn't enough of a dialogue around sleep, and especially not meditation. You know, we talk about everything here on the podcast. What's interesting is I posted on my Instagram story, ask me questions, or hey, what topics do you guys want to see on the Daily Swole? And all these topics, I'm like, we've covered all those. Of course, it's episode 932, and we go over topics repeatedly. Like we go over depending on what's the pulse and what's the latest, and the context always changes. You know, the context always changes. The context always changes. So that's the thing. So I mean, the topics in fitness never change, but the context and how you're applying it. Jesse, if I'm not sure, I have to look at your account. Just send an email, team@swolenormous.com. But don't wait, do that now, so I can check it out, so I can get and ask whatever question you have based on your membership. Just make sure you email because those specials end in a day. A day? What's today? Saturday, Monday midnight. So I guess it's what? Is that 2 days? I'm sorry. So a day. Pretty much one more day until the day it ends, whatever. I forget what day of the fucking week it is. But if you go to the site, there's the countdown timer and you'll see it. Ooh. So what'd you all pump today? It's been a good week. Oh, tomorrow is the Q&A episode. So I posted up on Instagram. I sent the picture on Facebook. I sent the picture on Facebook last week for questions, and you know, Facebook does not circulate pictures well. No one really responded to it. It wasn't, I guess, didn't get like boosted, or it didn't get shown to people in their feeds. So I didn't even bother, but it's on my Instagram. So if you're watching me on Facebook, I hear a lot of people say, well, I don't use Instagram. It's like, why wouldn't you fucking download it? Give me a break. I only use Facebook. Fucking go and download Instagram, you jabroni. Instagram's by far the best platform, so you can get everything. You get video. It's so easy to use. Just go on Instagram, for goodness sakes. It's the easiest to use. But anyway, what was I saying? So go on Instagram and make sure you drop your questions. So tomorrow's episode is all Q&A. So I'll be taking live questions, but also it's in my story and it's also posted in my feed. Drop a question and I'll get to it tomorrow. So we'll do all full Sunday Fun Day Q&A like we've been doing the last couple weeks. Yeah, IG's cool. I mean, IG doesn't get the best audio. Facebook and Twitch and YouTube and everything gets the best audio, just because Instagram doesn't let me stream through my computer. They don't want to play. They don't want to play like that. I don't know why. They should. Chest and back right now. Arms today. Okay. Yeah, for those of you that are already in Swolenormous X, I told you the hybrid program that I've been doing myself, the program split that I've been doing, that will be uploaded soon. That will be posted up, and you guys will be able to check that out and see the different variants. Adding a bunch of new program variants to the vault. Going to try to ramp that up. What was it, 6 o'clock? I'll probably get some of that stuff done tonight, tomorrow. Totally been just fucking grinding on the site, just uploading and updating tons and tons of stuff. So that's been super successful. It's been turning out really well. All the changes, everyone's loving the new content. Those of you that are also in X, remember, we'll do another masterclass this week. We're back on the schedule with the masterclass, so I'll be announcing that. And again, on Monday at 12 noon is our accountability meeting, State of the Swole. So I'll be giving you updates Monday, but we'll have another masterclass for X members this week, and I'll announce the date just because, Thanksgiving throws things off. Shoulders, tries, and buys, pushing and pulling. Okay. Saturday is yoga and foam rolling. I missed running this morning due to fatigue. Good. Stop running. Run. What are you running from? Bears and lions in Australia? Running. Oh my goodness. I still struggle to rest from old habits. Don't. Resting will get you more results. Those of you that don't rest, those are the ones that really struggle. That's the mental struggle. It's because you're hyperstimulated. You're hyperstimulated with content. You're always online. You're always getting different information, right? You're changing channels, you're watching Netflix, you're flipping, scrolling, swiping. The body doesn't work like that. You need rest. Your body doesn't just keep on going. That's not, if you put your phone away, if you've put your phone away and you walk around, you look at nature, trees and animals, it's like things are slow. Things move really slow in the world. Things move really slow when it comes to nature. The technology is tricking you to think you need more and more. Not the case. Rest is, once you rest, literally think about the same way. If you've never done yoga before and you start doing yoga and you realize, holy shit, that's the game changer. Same thing with rest. Yoga is active recovery. It doesn't mean you don't do anything. I'm not saying sit on your ass and do nothing. Do yoga. You're in Swolenormous X. Do the yin yoga class. Do yin. Do a gravity flow. Like do something passive. Do something restorative. It doesn't mean you do nothing. That's a big misconception. People say, you don't take a rest day? Yeah, I take a rest day, but I don't just sit around and watch TV. I do mobility. I'll do stretching. I'll do yoga flow. I'll do foam rolling. There's always something to do. You do that so you can improve your effectiveness when you do your training. Just think about that. Like you have to, when you're not training on your day off, that's when your nutrition needs to be on point just the same. Needs to be on point just the same. Your nutrition's on point every fucking day. Your execution of a workout, of a session, of a recovery session, of active recovery is the same every day, whether it's resistance training or whether it's yoga. Like you do it every day. Keep it on the books every day. Don't ever have a day where you do nothing. Don't ever have because it's unnecessary. I mean, you think, okay, even if you just foam roll, let's say you just really like that, like that's such a hard work. It takes so much out of your fucking day. No, you're doing something that keeps you consistent. That's a huge part of the Daily Swole. That's a huge part of why we are here with the podcast every day, because it's every day you're laying bricks. Every day you're putting in the effort. Every day you're doing something to improve. Meditation, foam rolling, yoga, strength training. You're going for a walk, like you're doing cardio or general cardio. You're just going and living life, going for a hike, whatever it is. Your life is your life, your goals, your ambitions. Everyone's different, right? So I'm not trying to project what I have done with my life and my fitness on anyone. You can do whatever you want, whether you like to jump rope, whether you like to swim, you like to cycle. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. That's up to you. That's personal preference. But you should be doing something every day to get better at that, or to perform better, or to be healthy. It doesn't have to be a hard workout, right? Not always gains. Not always gains. Today's deadlifts. Yeah. I mean, I didn't go super heavy. I did 315. I mean, I wasn't beating myself into the ground. I did moderate reps. I didn't go to absolute failure. I did a bunch of sets. I felt great. Today was like a placeholder. I was doing something physically active. I was working on mobility, some activation, total body movements. Boom. It's not about always how much muscle can I put on today. I mean, it doesn't happen like that anyway, right? It's not trying to beat my body into the ground every day. Today was just going to get some shit done. Going to get some shit done. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You fucking know. You went to the gym for some reason, they were closed. What? You tried to do yoga, but you can't do yoga while having pre-workout inside your body? Yes, you can. You just didn't do the right yoga. You should have done the level 2 and the level 3 that's going to be posted in there soon. You just do a strength flow. Do like a faster flow. Oh yeah. Jump into those level 2 flows. You can use some pre-workout with that shit. I know what you mean though. If your heart rate's going like crazy and you're doing that, it's hard to breathe. It's hard to breathe and go with the movement if you're fucking out of breath and your body is just bumping. So tomorrow is Q&A. Tomorrow will probably be a little bit earlier in the day, either early afternoon or late morning. So make sure you tune in for that. Don't forget to drop your question. Drop your question. Even if you kind of know the answer, participate. I'll give you a shout out for your screen name. You can add it to the feed. You can add it to the Instagram story because I post it in both places. Drop a question or a topic, something that you want to hear about tomorrow on the show, and I will cover it. And it'll be awesome, and you'll love it, and it'll be fantastic. And we'll fucking high five, and it'll be like cool. It'll be like one of those, it'll be like a slow motion, like, yeah, like Adventure Time. Maybe someone got that joke. Maybe someone. Daniel, I know my sets and combinations are very not so what people normally do. Whoa, was that English? I worked one part at a time for a long time. Okay, now I get what you're saying. So I mix and match now and see better results. I've seen better growth and fat loss mixing it up. What do you mean mixing it up? You mean like doing like not just chest by itself? You mean chest and biceps or chest and back? I personally I never liked chest and triceps really. I think I did that in the past a little bit. You know, most people do, but I just I don't like ending one body part. I don't like ending one body part to start another. I don't like that. Psychologically, it just feels like it's a way, it's just like in the back of my brain. So if I'm doing chest and triceps, think about it. You're stopping chest to start triceps. You're stopping chest to start triceps. How do you know you're really getting everything out of your chest? How do you know if you're really putting enough in if you're not just focusing on chest? That's why I like chest and back, because I go back and forth and just blast until they're both like, okay, I'm cooked. And then I get it. I just don't like having something else to do after psychologically. Doesn't work for me anymore. If it did in the past, it doesn't work now. But that's important, right? It's important to have a structure for your training that fits your mentality. Everyone's going to be different. Everyone's approach is going to be different. And, you know, one of the things that's important to understand and important to maintain and important to approach in terms of your nutrition and your training is to prioritize your consistency. Whatever keeps you more consistent is going to be better long-term because you are putting in that consistent effort. You're putting in that consistent, those literally the reps, right? You're putting in that effort regularly. And if you're doing stuff that you don't want to maintain, that you won't maintain, it's not going to give you the benefits because you're not consistent with it. Consistency is everything. Consistency is the key. Consistency is the key. I never did chest and tris. I liked arms, shoulders. I like push and pull. I like push pull. I love supersets. I love supersets because one, saves me time. I love the pump and I get to focus on just, banging it out. Fucking hey. My kids are going nuts. My kids are not going nuts. I have peace and quiet. It's so quiet. Dogs fucking sleeping. Oh, it's so peaceful and quiet. Oh, man. I love it. It's just silence. I'll leave you all with that. All of you with screaming in the background. Love you all. Just another reminder, go to swolenormousx.com to get the special offer. Only a day and a half or so remaining. Don't miss it. swolenormousx.com. Up to 50% off the amazing full fitness platform, the pinnacle of online fitness training. You're not going to find anything with like what we've put together with Swole Enormous X. So go check it out, up to 50% off for a limited time. It's ending soon. And like I mentioned, pricing's going up in January. Do not sit out. Do not sit this one out. I know it's November and it seems so far away, 2019. No, it's right around the fucking corner. And January 1st is going to slap you upside the fucking head and you are going to be 10, 15 pounds heavier and more fucking miserable. And oh my God, now I got to start. Oh my God, I'll wait till January 1st. What? And then do it for 4 weeks and then quit? No. Fucking get started. Get started. Have it ready. Get your mind right. Get your mind right, fam. We don't fucking quit. We don't stop for a freaking date on the calendar. We get it done because it's time to get it done. It's time to take control of our health. So go check it out, swolenormousx.com. Subscribe to the podcast if you haven't. Make sure to drop your questions on Instagram, in the feed, in the story. Drop your questions for tomorrow's episode, full-blown Q&A. So turn on your notifications and join me live. That way I can answer all your questions. We'll have a full open fucking forum. It'll be great. It'll be lit. It'll be absolute fire. Do not miss it. I'll see you tomorrow for episode 933 of the most muscular Swolecast, Beercast, Broadcast, Gaincast, Mancast, Pimpcast, Sleazecast, Slaycast, Taintcast, Beastcast, Saturday Nightcast. In the realm, because when I flex, you flex. We all flex our biceps. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace, McGeese. Deuce, Magoose. Your boy, Papa Swolio. Out.